It's time to travel back to the extreme era, when skateboarders were gods and every kid with a board wanted to be just like them. That's right, I'm talking about Rocket Power, the show that made everyone want to pull off insane ollies and surf the waves with your bros. The show was created by Arlene Klasky and Gabor Chupo, known for creating other cartoon shows like Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys, hence the similar art style. The show ran for 4 seasons, premiering on August 16, 1999, and ran for a total of 71 episodes and 4 films. Taking place in the fictional SoCal beach town called Ocean Shores, the series follows the adventures of 4 adrenaline junkie kids as they attempt extreme stunts on anything involving a board, as well as getting into as much trouble as they can. Leading this group of board riders is the greatest board rider in town, Oswald Otto Rocket, whose daredevil skill on a board is only matched by his ego, getting him into trouble more times than he can count. Loyal by his side is their dim-witted cameraman Maurice Twister Rodriguez, who makes up for his lack of brainpower with his incredible skill on a board, at least most of the time. The only girl in the group is Otto's more mature older sister Reggie Rocket, who is here to prove that girls can do anything boys can, as well as be the only voice of reason in the group. Just don't call her Regina unless you have a death wish. The last and newest member of the group is Sam Squid Dullard, who unlike Twister, makes up for his lack of skill on a board and courage with his incredible brain and tech genius. The father figure for these riders on a mission is Otto and Reggie's dad, Raymundo Rocket, who raises the kids along with his loyal best friend, business partner, and wise life coach, Tito Macani. Raymundo and Tito were just like them back in the day, which they will often flash back to frequently throughout the show. They own a burger surf shop called Shore Shack on the pier, which the gang will hang out at or help out when they are grounded, which happens a lot. Raymundo raises his children as a single dad after their mother, Danielle Danny, died when they were little. With that said, grab your skateboards, pull up a plate of chili cheese fries, and let's grind our way through the totally extreme world that is Rocket Power. Starting off with the show's first episode, New Squid on the Block. Otto and Twister are trying to help Reggie get some great skateboarding shots for her magazine, The Zine, when a new kid moves to their street. The new kid is Sam, not officially labeled Squid just yet, as at this point, Twister was known as the squid of the group.
Spoken like a true squid, Twister. I'm sick of being the squid.
Immediately, the kids don't think he'd be a great fit for their group and make fun of him from a distance. Sam just moved here from Kansas, where extreme sports aren't exactly popular, and moved here with his mom, Paula, after she divorced his dad. Without any friends, Sam plans to spend his days alone in front of his computer. That is, until Violet Stimpleton, the energetic and fun-loving neighbor on the block, introduces him to her husband, the grumpy and anti-fun Merv Stimpleton. Sam impresses Mr. Stimpleton with his tech knowledge, which doesn't happen often, helping him fix a model of his home he's been secretly working on. Mrs. Stimpleton then introduces Sam to Otto, Twister, and Reggie, and things are extremely awkward at first.
Nice pants. Expecting snow?
I haven't unpacked my shorts yet.
That is, until Sam impresses Reggie with his computer skills, offering to help her with her zine, and impresses Otto when he mentions they had street hockey back in Kansas.
Wake up, Kansas! It's game time!
Otto immediately assumes Sam plays too and makes him join their team so they can finally beat Twister's older brother Lars and his goons. Lars is one of the show's main antagonists, always bullying Twister and challenging the gang to dangerous challenges, so he can make fun of them for being a bunch of baby dorks. Sam tries to play hockey with them, but is nowhere near as good and quits, with Twister constantly making fun of him. Sam retreats to his room and prints out a cool cover page for Reggie's zine, blowing Reggie's mind. Twister sees this and gets jealous, smacking the puck in frustration, dangerously ricocheting it off everything until it flies right at Sam. Amazingly, Sam blocks the puck without even batting an eye, which gives Otto the great idea to make Sam their new goalie. They challenge Lars and his friends to a game and win the game thanks to Sam. Otto tells Twister that they now have a new squid, and Twister finally accepts Sam into the group since he is no longer the squid. In Down the Drain, Mr. Stimpleton entrusts Reggie with the care of his house while he and Mrs. Stimpleton are away, including his beloved pool. Otto sees this as an opportunity to do whatever they want with their very own free pool, but Reggie stops them, reminding them of all the rules and guidelines Mrs. Stimpleton warned them to abide by. The gang enjoys the pool in their own way, doing tricks and stunts and just being kids.
Otto, why is the water next to the squid so warm?
Otto and Twister make fun of Squid when he is too afraid to get wet, to the point where Squid snaps, threatening to drain the pool with Mr. Stimpleton's customized central processing unit. This gives Otto an idea. He wants Squid to drain the pool so that they'll have their own skate bowl. Reggie is against this idea, afraid they won't be able to get the water back in before the Stimpletons come back, but Squid reassures her that he can get the water back in as easily as getting it out. Twister takes the hose for the water and dumps it off near the storm drain, but when Squid drains the water, the hose goes crazy from all the pressure and ends up dumping the water in the rocket's basement. With the water drained, Otto shows off his amazing skateboarding skills while Twister records on his camera, until Otto gets so much air that he flies right over the bushes and into their backyard. They see all the water in their basement, and Reggie is furious with them.
You turned our basement into an aquarium!
To make things worse, Raymundo comes home wanting to use the Stimpletons' pool, so Reggie has to stall him while everyone else tries to fill the pool. Luckily, they manage to fill the pool before their dad sees the mess they made, bailing out of there quickly. However, Squid also accidentally filled the pool with all the stuff in the basement, and Mr. Stimpleton walks in on Raymundo swimming in the mess, thinking he's responsible. Yeah, I don't think they will convince them that they're just pool toys. In Secret Spot, the gang is trying to enjoy a perfect day of surfing and skateboarding, only for their fun to be overcrowded by shoobies. What is a shoobie? A shoobie is someone who doesn't understand the surfing lingo, and can be anybody from a newcomer to a tourist or just someone who isn't as cool or good as them. And today, these shoobies are everywhere. Otto gets the idea to take them all to a secret beach that only he, Reggie, and Raymundo know about, and have sworn to never reveal it to anyone. Raymundo gives them permission to go there, but to never reveal its location, meaning they can't tell Squid or Twister anything beforehand. They promise, unaware that Lars and his friends have been overhearing them the whole time. Twister keeps begging Otto to tell him where it is, and after a lot of begging, Otto reluctantly tells his best friend the secret location. Later that night, Lars squeezes the location out of him, and gets to the secret spot before them. Squid thinks he was the one who caved.
The secret spot
However, Otto didn't tell Twister everything just in case, and tricked Lars into finding a terrible surfing spot full of sharp rocks and sewer water. Lars blames Twister for lying to him, exposing Twister as a liar and a backstabber. Otto and Reggie apologize to Squid and have a newfound respect for him. They ride to the real secret spot and finally get to enjoy some perfect waves in peace. Reggie faces her toughest opponent in Ice Queens, her alter ego. The gang is on their way to a winter fest for an ice hockey competition, and Twister's cousin Cleo accompanies them since she is also competing there, but for figure skating. The whole time, Cleo makes fun of Reggie and her tomboyness, saying hockey isn't a sport for girls. This angers Reggie, arguing that figure skating is overrated and anyone can do it. To prove each other wrong, Cleo pretends to be Reggie and plays her spot on the hockey team, helping them win the game, while Reggie figure skates her way to a win.
Cleo? Where's Reggie?
The two of them have greater respect for each other's sport, but that doesn't mean they're friends now. Oh well, baby steps. In Night Prowlers, Lars and his friends beat Otto and the gang in a game of hockey. Otto wants a rematch, so Lars tells them to meet back at their spot at midnight to settle who's better once and for all. Reggie reminds Otto that they're not allowed to sneak out of the house at night, but Otto insists they should still uphold their credibility, convincing Squid and Twister to join him. Reggie finally gives in. Everyone manages to sneak out and meet at their court, but it turns out Lars was the only one on his team able to sneak out. Therefore, Team Rocket wins.
In your face, Lars! In your face!
Suddenly, Officer Shirley catches them and escorts them back to their homes where they will have to face the wrath of Raymundo. Raymundo is hurt that his kids would break curfew since they know better, and Otto takes responsibility, saying the idea was his. Raymundo punishes Otto with garbage duty and calls it a night. Remember how I said Otto was a daredevil? Well, in Big Thursday, Otto does the first of many things in this series that almost gets him killed. The storm of the century has hit ocean shores, and all Otto can think about is surfing those monster waves. Reggie tries to talk Otto out of it, but Otto argues that if the greatest surfer on the beach, the Rhino, can surf the waves, why can't he? He convinces Twister to join him, and the two of them get destroyed by the powerful waves, luckily washing onto shore. They bunker down from the storm over at Shore Shack, where Raimundo and Tito talk about how bad the waves are. Otto can't help but brag that the waves are nothing since he managed to survive them, and Raimundo scolds Otto for ever going out on the water at a time like this, reminding Otto that he is a kid, and part of being a surfer is knowing your limits.
You're a good surfer, and if you want to get better, you have to be smart enough to know your own limitations.
Just then, the Rhino enters the shack and brags about how he's going to be out there on the waves tomorrow when the storm is at its worst, filling Otto's head with terrible ideas. Otto and Twister head out to the water as the storm intensifies, but Reggie and Squid beg them to reconsider. For once, Twister listens to Reggie, but Otto is still determined to surf and swims out to join the Rhino. Otto joins a scared Rhino and isn't able to catch the monster wave getting swallowed up by its power. During this, Twister and Squid told Raimundo where Otto is, and Raimundo and Tito dive in after him, getting separated in the process. Raimundo manages to rescue Otto, but Tito is nowhere to be found, making everyone think he must have drowned. Thankfully, Tito appears riding Otto's board and washes onto shore safe and sound. Otto learns an important lesson, one that he will sadly forget time and time again throughout this show. In Father's Day Off, Squid's dad has the day off and is coming down to spend a fun day with his son, saying it will just be him and Squid. No interruptions. Squid is so excited to show his dad his new friends and how great of a goalie he is. But Paula is skeptical by their dad's promise to not get distracted with work during their time together, but she keeps it to herself. Squid introduces his dad to all his friends, and his dad gets the great idea to invite them to all the fun plans that was just going to be the two of them, disappointing Squid.
What are you driving?
I drive a 62 Mercruiser Woody Wagon.
Why?
He disappoints Squid even more when he spends the whole time working and doesn't spend any time with him. Reggie tries to cheer Squid up, but it doesn't work. Squid's dad leaves them to get work done in his hotel room, and Squid tries to reach him. He's unable to when the concierge tries to ring him up, so Squid leaves behind his model car, which he made for his dad. The car is delivered to his dad's room, and it makes him finally realize what is more important right now. He finds Squid practicing with the others, and he tells Squid that he wants to spend time with him, just the two of them. It's all Squid ever wanted, and he gets in the car and hugs his dad. As they drive away, his dad's cell phone rings, and this time, he ignores it. While surfing in the episode Power Girl Surfers, Otto attracts the attention of Slack Brzak, a writer for Gnarly Surf magazine who wants to do a cover story about Otto. Otto is honored and tries to get Slack to include Reggie, calling her a better surfer. Slack doesn't think a girl could shred like Otto could, which makes Reggie furious, arguing girl surfers are interesting enough to make the cover of a magazine. Slack tells Reggie to produce at least one good girl surfer and maybe he'll reconsider. So, Reggie surfs in front of him to prove him wrong, but Slack already left before watching, giving Otto the cover story instead. Tito gives Reggie an idea, recounting a time when he and another girl surfer were great surfers, and she brings every girl surfer in town together to prove Slack wrong by creating her own cover story on her zine. She tries to get her best friends, Trish and Sherry, the best surfers around, to come, and at first they don't, but eventually they change their mind. The turnout goes great, and Slack is amused by all the girl surfers.
Start taking pictures! I'm gonna find that rocket girl.
He tries to get the girls in his story, but Squid informs him that this event is exclusively for Reggie's zine. Otto surfs against Trish and the other girl surfers and loses his cover story when they prove to be better surfers. Otto apologizes for taking her spot on Gnarly Surf, and Reggie accepts his apology by including him on the cover of her magazine. In Band on the Run, the gang's worst fears become a reality. Skateboarding is officially banned on the pier. See, what happened was that while Otto was performing a legendary stunt across the pier, he accidentally caused Mr. Stimpleton to get injured. Mr. Stimpleton, who hates any sort of hooliganism of any kind, used this as an excuse to get skateboarding or anything of the sort banned from the pier.
You You big fat faker!
He succeeds, leaving the kids with no place to have fun. With skateboarding banned, the pier is abandoned. Having once been a place of fun and a staple of the community, it is now a ghost town. Mrs. Stimpleton gives the kids an idea on how to still have fun while getting back at Mr. Stimpleton for ruining everyone else's. They decide to build a skate park in their own backyard, right next to the Stimpleton house. Realizing he made a mistake, Mr. Stimpleton opens a skate park called Madtown Skate Park, putting skateboarding legend Conroy Blanc in charge of it. The kids pour in, finally happy to have their very own place of freedom. And they take advantage of that new skate park in the next episode, Super McVarial 900. There's a freestyling competition coming soon, and Otto wants to win by pulling off a move no one has ever done. Thanks to Squid's new computer software, Otto can input any move and the computer will display it. Otto comes up with a new move, the Super McVarial 900, and the computer shows that it's physically impossible to perform. Regardless, Otto is determined to prove it's possible. Otto improves their halfpipe and tries to nail the move, with each fail looking more painful than the last.
He's whacked!
He's not whacked. He's a rocket.
While this is happening, Mr. Stimpleton is sick with the Lithuanian flu, so Mrs. Stimpleton has to do all his tedious chores around the house, including mowing the lawn. Mrs. Stimpleton doesn't see a tennis ball on the lawn, getting it sucked into the mower, sending it flying towards Otto, right as he's trying to do the Super McVarial 900. The force of the ball hitting Otto makes him finally accomplish the move, and Twister got it all on camera. Squid doesn't believe Otto did it, saying the move's impossible, and when he reviews the camera footage, he can't see it, because the sun was in the lens. It doesn't matter because Otto did it, but Squid's still skeptical. Squid finds the tennis ball and realizes it's what caused Otto to do the move and tries to warn him, but Otto doesn't believe him and attempts the move during the competition, beefing like he's never beefed before. Otto apologizes to Squid for not believing him, and Squid forgives him. During an intense game of hockey in Loss of Squid, Squid deflects a puck into a computer store, getting them in trouble with the store owner. Otto and Twister yell at Squid for not keeping the puck out of another store, and make Squid retrieve it.
Fetch, Squid, fetch!
Fine! I'll go get it.
Squid gets the puck, but is distracted by the release of a new, advanced computer and meets Oliver, another geek like him. The two of them hit it off, and Oliver invites him to hang out with him. Squid accepts, still hurt after Otto and Twister were rough with him. Otto and the gang wait for Squid to return and try to win the game without Squid. They lose, realizing just how important Squid is to their team. They try holding tryouts for a new goalie, but no one can replace the Squid, not even Eddie, Prince of the Netherworld. Meanwhile, despite sharing a love for technology and everything nerd-related, Oliver doesn't share Squid's new love for sports, and Squid misses his old friends. Otto and the gang find Squid at the library and apologize for being rough with him, saying there's no Team Rocket without the Squid. Before they leave, Squid feels bad about leaving Oliver behind and invites him to come along. Twister protests, calling Oliver a geek, but Squid defends Oliver, saying he's his friend too. Oliver joins them and becomes their scorekeeper. In Hawaii Blues, Tito has been acting strange the past few days, messing up orders and just being down all the time.
Hey, Raimundo, I'm taking off for the day. Aloha.
What?
Reggie tries to confront Tito, but he blows her and Raimundo off. Reggie and Raimundo follow Tito and discover that he's been feeling left out and homesick. Reggie and the others realize that it never showed Tito how much they care about him, and decide to bring a little bit of Hawaii to Ocean Shores. Otto and the gang each take turns seeking help from Tito, making him feel useful and loved in various ways.
Did I mention I appreciate you?
Reggie takes Tito back to the shack, where everyone, including a bit of Tito's family, surprises him with a bit of Hawaii. Tito is so happy, realizing he has a bit of Ohana here in Ocean Shores. Speaking of losing family, let's meet the scariest 5-year-old in Ocean Shores in the episode Lost and Find. Little Mackenzie Benders gets lost from her parents when she tries to beat up a couple of innocent mimes, and finds solitude beating up the gang. Otto tries to be friendly to her, but she ends up destroying their sandcastle as well as beating up Twister when he makes fun of her.
Twister and Sam will be your buddies till we bring back your parents, okay? No way!
Otto and Reggie leave Twister and Squid with Mackenzie while they get help from the beach's lifeguard, Lieutenant Rice Ryan. But he isn't much help. Lars and his goons find Twister, Squid, and Mackenzie hiding under the pier, and Lars can't help but make fun of little Mackenzie. Biggest mistake of his life. That had to hurt. Otto and Reggie regroup with the others, and by now, Mackenzie has had enough, wanting nothing but her mommy and daddy. She takes the megaphone Otto took from Lieutenant Ryan's lifeguard station and cries into it. Her parents hear her cries and find her. They make Mackenzie say thank you to Otto and the others for taking care of her while she was lost, and Mackenzie shows her appreciation by, cutely kicking Twister in the shin. Moving on to Violet's Violet, the gang is working on their go-kart, hoping to finally beat Lars this year, who fights dirty every year, when their wheel accidentally flies off and ruins Mrs. Stimpleton's flower garden. Mrs. Stimpleton, who has been nothing but free-spirited and happy-go-lucky, immediately breaks down and becomes depressed. Otto and the others can't understand why Mrs. Simpleton is so heartbroken over a bunch of dumb flowers, prompting Mr. Stimpleton to reveal that despite not being competitive, there's one thing Mrs. Stimpleton lives for more than anything. For the past 30 years, Mrs. Stimpleton's violets have won first place at the Ocean Fest, and now, with no flowers to enter, her legacy is ruined. Reggie and Otto feel bad about what they did, and come up with an idea to win the go-kart race and win a trophy for her. With Mr. Stimpleton's help, ironic isn't it, they put together the best-looking go-kart that's ever been, sponsoring it with Mrs. Stimpleton's violets. Twister races Lars to the finish line and manages to beat Lars, overcoming his dirty tactics. They present the trophy to Mrs. Stimpleton, and she calls it her favorite trophy of all time.
Me? Oh, you shouldn't dare.
Give me that!
It's no secret Squid doesn't have the athletic skill as the rest of Team Rocket, and in Fall and Rise of Sam, Otto and Twister can't help but remind Squid of it. Squid is depressed that he still can't surf like everyone else, and Reggie feels bad for him and tries to teach him. However, even she struggles to teach Squid and must enlist the help of Tito. Tito figures out Squid's problem, having experienced the same problem when he was his age, and says the reason why he struggles to surf is because he's too big for a regular surfboard, meaning he needs to surf with a longboard. Tito gives Squid his old longboard and tries it out the next day. He overcomes his fear of embarrassment and impresses everyone when he finally surfs his first wave. Otto and Twister now have a greater respect for Squid, and Squid is happy to finally be one of them. Tito's nephew, Keone, is coming to Ocean Shores for a big surfing competition in the Aloha Kid. Everyone is excited to meet him, especially after hearing how he's as smart as he is skilled on the board. Otto is the only one jealous that Keone is here, because it means he now has competition. Keone shows off his skill at surfing and teaches Squid how to be a better surfer, helping him pull off moves that only Otto could do.
Go, Sam, go! You're amazing, brother!
Otto becomes even more jealous when Keone hogs all the footage on Twister's camera when trying to do a stunt at the park. Pretty soon, everyone wants to hang out with Keone more than Otto. Otto has finally had enough and ditches his friends to go surf at a time when they need him for a hockey game. So, the gang has no choice but to ask Keone to play in Otto's place. Otto has to stop surfing because the surfing competition Keone was here for is about to start, and hears on the speaker that Keone is about to be disqualified if he doesn't show up. Concerned, Otto goes looking for Keone and finds him playing hockey with his friends. Turns out, Keone isn't good at everything, admitting he can't handle playing hockey and that he just wanted them to like him and hang out. Otto apologizes for how he's been acting, saying he's not used to being around someone who's better than him.
You guys gonna kiss or what?
Otto rejoins the team, and Keone wins the surfing competition. Remember their secret surf spot? Well, in the spot remover, it turns out their secret spot far from Ocean Shores is actually home to other locals. They aren't aware of this though and act like they own the beach, angering all the local surfers. Otto, Reggie, and Raimundo hog each wave while Tito, Twister, and Squid trash the beach, completely unaware they have become the thing they fear the most, a shoobie. They finally realize everyone is giving them mean looks and try to get the locals to like them, only making things worse. Things escalate so badly that the locals kick them out of the water, and Raimundo has to bow to their wishes in order to protect his kids. On the beach, everyone realizes they really have been acting like shoobies and make amends by cleaning up the beach and learning to share the waves, letting the locals enjoy them first. To show their gratitude, The locals let them surf and enjoy a fun night with them.
Mongo's sorry about being a big jerk before.
Summer vacation is over in the episode. Mr. B is in the house, and everyone is not looking forward to another year of school, except Squid, cause, well, he's a nerd. Reggie tells them they are overreacting, saying their teacher is an easygoing person, but Otto informs her that he and Twister have someone new called Mr. B, and are afraid he will be the toughest teacher on the planet. The bell rings, and their new teacher enters the room, and it's Conroy. Turns out, while he was in charge of the skate park, he was also working on getting his teaching credentials, and right away proves he's going to be bringing the same fun energy he brought as the skate park manager. This makes Otto and Twister very happy, thinking Conroy is still one of them and will want them to prioritize their skateboarding over their schoolwork. But when Conroy catches them skateboarding, however, he scolds them for not showing up for class. He reminds them that he is their teacher, not their skate park friend, and warns them that if they don't behave and do their homework, he will have to give them detention, or worse, cut them from the skate team. Otto, thinking homework meant practicing their skateboarding, spends the afternoon skateboarding with Twister.
Conroy just doesn't want the other kids to get jealous because the three of us are bros.
Conroy catches them and is furious, and cuts them from the team and gives them detention. Otto and Twister can't believe he would do this to them, but then realize they have been jerks in not respecting Conroy as their teacher, and go home to do their homework instead of watching the skateboarding competition. They give their finished homework to Conroy and finally call him Mr. B. Conroy is so proud of them, and he has a special treat for them: a lesson about gravity and force at the skate park. I have a feeling this is going to be the best year ever. It's now the 4th of July at Ocean Shore. Legends in Their Falls begins with everyone excited for the 4th of July Legends and Family Surforama contest, especially Otto, who is determined to win the first place trophy and become a surfing legend. Otto tells Reggie not to mess this up for him, but Reggie points out that she has every right to win as he does. Everyone heads back for the Shore Shack, where they run into some of the other competitors, including Keone. They also meet one of Raimundo's old friends Cam, the Man, Kerner, and his son Clutch, who immediately rubs it in Otto's face that they're going to win tomorrow, making Otto angry. That night, Raimundo reminds Otto that this competition is all about having fun and not about winning, but he doesn't listen.
Yeah, but their kids are some of the best surfers anywhere, so it's up to us to dominate.
Cam and Clutch pull off an amazing performance, putting them in first place, while Otto wipes out so hard when he fails to work as a team with Reggie and Raimundo. Otto is furious, knowing he could have easily done better, and Raimundo feels bad that Otto always has to be so hard on himself. Tito holds a private awards ceremony at the Shore Shack, where he gives special awards to those who competed. Otto comes out of his hiding hole and receives the legendary Wipeout Award. Otto accepts the award, finally heeding Raimundo's advice, and is content with becoming a legend, though not in the way he wanted. In Back Bowl, Otto and Twister get the genius idea to go into the off-limits backside of a mountain, wanting to enjoy the freedom of uncharted terrain. Reggie and Squid are against the idea for obvious reasons, but Otto and Twister are still determined. Knowing it's no use arguing with Otto once he's made up his mind, Reggie makes them promise to meet back at the ski lift at 3 p.m., and Otto agrees as long as they cover for them. Otto and Twister have a blast in the off-limits area, while Reggie and Squid enjoy a cup of warm hot cocoa indoors. 3 p.m. comes, and Otto suggests they get back up the hill like they promised, but Twister's legs are so tired that he suggests they just go around the mountain and meet them at the bottom of the lift. They end up coming across a freezing cold river with no way to get across. Otto gets an idea and manages to skip himself across the river using his snowboard, with a shivering Twister right behind him. Otto also starts shivering and soon realizes that the sun is setting behind the mountain, making this area colder than where they were. Meanwhile, Reggie and Squid get worried when Otto and Twister don't arrive on time at the rendezvous point, and Reggie has to make a decision on whether or not to go back on her promise to Otto. Night falls and Reggie is left with no choice but to tell Raimundo and Tito, and they search for them via snowmobile.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks for finding us.
They luckily find them and take them back to the cabin and warm them up. Raimundo and Tito scold them for going in the off-limits zone, and Otto thanks Reggie for breaking her promise in order to save his life. The gang is tearing up the pier in that old skateboard when Otto finds an old skateboard in the garbage. It's so old and beaten that Otto doesn't think anything of it and gives it to Squid. At the Shore Shack, Raimundo and Tito recognize the board as an Atlas Groovy Toon Land Cruiser, the coolest and greatest skateboard to come out of the 70s. Regardless, Otto still doesn't think the board is special.
You're gonna fix up that thing? Ha! We'll see you in about a year.
Until Squid goes home and fixes the board up to look brand new, and is able to skate better than he's ever skated in his life. Otto begs him to ride it, knowing he will be unstoppable with the power of this new skateboard. But Squid doesn't let him just yet, even going so far as to bribe him, but Squid still doesn't let him. Otto can't wait any longer and resorts to stealing the board. He rides the new board all over the pier, doing tricks and stunts like he's never done before, until he accidentally breaks the board in half. Otto reluctantly reveals what he did to Squid, and he is heartbroken. Otto feels bad, so he repairs the skateboard, making it look even better than before, telling Squid how sorry he is for breaking it. Squid forgives him, but still doesn't let him ride it. Seems fair to me. In Follow the Leader, the gang is once again battling against Lars's team in a game of hockey, and are down 1 point with 7 seconds left. Otto, the team captain, tries to win the game and scores the tying goal, but instead, his selfish attitude results in the other team scoring again. Otto is mad at Twister for not catching his rebound despite being open, and Twister blames Otto for his selfish attitude. Their argument gets out of hand to the point that Otto resigns as team captain, making Twister the new team captain.
Boy, what did I get myself into?
Twister obviously has no idea how to be a leader, let alone the brain capacity, but Reggie and Squid give him confidence that he will do great. Otto, of course, still doesn't think so. Twister then runs them through some unconventional training, like passing the puck while surfing and making them use their other senses to navigate obstacles. Ironically, there is some logic to the training, and Twister has them run through some plays he created which proved to be effective. Otto finally acknowledges that Twister might make a great captain after all. The next game, Twister gives them a motivational pregame speech that make Tony D'Amato proud and leads the team to victory against Lars. Twister gives the title of team captain back to Otto, now realizing how immense the responsibility is, and everyone congratulates Twister on his great run as the team captain. In Double O Twister Vision, the gang has just finished watching what they described as the worst film ever. Twister argues that he could have made a better film, which gives Otto the idea to have them make their own movie. Reggie writes it, Twister shoots it, and Squid does all the technical stuff, while Otto stars as the hero. They make the movie and hold a premiere at the Shore Shack, where the film is about Agent Otto tasked with foiling the plans of his nemesis, the evil Dr. Lars, from using Gnarly Force 5's super skateboard to take over the world. Hey, I'd buy a ticket.
The Superboard UXB is a miracle of modern engineering.
It's pure fan service, as we get to see all your favorite characters play different caricatures of themselves. Otto evades Dr. Lars's evil henchman and meets his contact, the exotic Regina, who takes Otto to Dr. Lars's evil headquarters, which is just the Shore Shack. They find the vault where the skateboard is held, but are immediately captured and Otto is forced to fight Tiny, which is an out-of-shape Raimundo. Otto defeats Tiny and Reggie defeats Lars. They blow up the evil base before leaving and surf off into the sunset. The end. Or is it? Everyone loves the film, and the Team Rocket is proud of their work.
How about my performance?
Keep your day job, brother.
Although Mackenzie thinks the film was terrible. Well, there's always a critic. Ever since Squid moved here, he's gotten better and better at skateboarding and surfing, but he's clearly still nowhere near as good as Otto and the others. But he gets a chance to prove his worth in the episode Womp Race 2000. Construction crews have finished repaving the California Incline, the steepest street in Ocean Shores and every skateboarder's dream slope. The gang can't resist being the first ones to test out the brand new asphalt and name the incline after them. However, Lars and his goons have a similar idea. Otto suggests they race the incline and the winner gets to name it after them. Lars accepts, knowing his team has the advantage because Otto has the squid. Otto and the others try to teach Squid how to skate downhill, but he struggles to learn the basics.
I walk really fast.
They make him attempt the hill, and he almost kicks the bucket in the process. Squid doesn't want to ever do that again, and the others have to hope someone else on Lars's team chickens out too. The race begins, with no one able to make it down the incline without wiping out in the most painful way. Twister gets the closest when someone on Lars's team chickens out, but he isn't able to finish, meaning the squid is next. Lucky for Squid, Officer Shirley catches them and bans anyone from skateboarding on the incline. Squid thanks her, and Lars makes fun of the squid, saying he never could have done it. Squid snaps and proves he can skate the incline, winning the race for Team Rocket. However, he is unable to stop and breaks his leg when he crashes. In the hospital, Otto and the others congratulate Squid on the victory and promote him from Squid to the Sandman, but they still call him Squid. In Reggie Regina, there's a new student/surfer in town named Trent, coming all the way from New Zealand. Everyone thinks he's so cool, especially Regina. Yeah, she's going by Regina now. I wonder why. Not at all developing feelings for him along with every other girl in town. Regina in Squid's class is doing a science experiment on tornadoes, and they are partners, but all Regina wants to do is surf with Trent. However, she can never concentrate whenever Trent is around and purposely acts like she doesn't know how to surf so he can teach her. When they encounter a massive wave, something Reggie could do in her sleep, Trent tells Regina to stay back because he still thinks she's just a beginner. Squid confronts Regina for always abandoning him to go surf with Trent.
There! Will you work with me if I talk like this, matey? Matey?
And doesn't see the massive wave behind him. He gets caught up in it, and Reggie has to save Squid, exposing her lie to Trent. Trent confronts her, and Reggie explains everything. Trent admits he knew the whole time she was a great surfer, knowing the real Reggie would show up sooner or later. He adds that hanging out with Regina wasn't too bad either, and the two of them have a moment. Aww. Now, that's sweet. And there's something about Breezy. Raimundo and the gang are visited by Breezy Coppell, a representative from Sunset Surf. Raimundo is immediately in love with her, and the two of them hit it off right away, especially when Breezy reveals her skill with a board or anything with wheels. Otto and the others are also amazed and impressed with Breezy, as she gives them advice and tips on how to be better. Everyone except Reggie, who doesn't like the absence of attention, having once been the only girl in the group.
Come on, Breezy. Watch me do it in the water. Police.
After having enough, Reggie seeks the advice of Tito, who reassures her that no one is going to take her place in the group or family. But Reggie is still skeptical. Reggie retreats to a private area only she would know about, where Breezy finds her, having read about where the place is in her zine. Breezy compliments Reggie on her writing skills, and Reggie apologizes for how she's been acting around her. They talk some more, and it turns out they have a lot in common, and Reggie shows a different side of her that she's never been able to express, being around guys all the time. The next day, Breezy is leaving for a few months to visit some stores on the East Coast, but promises she'll be back. But before she leaves, she gives Raimundo a departing gift. It's nice to see Raimundo find love again. Enter the Hawk Tricks begins with an extreme bulletin. Tony Hawk is hanging up his board for good. Otto can't believe it, having always wanted to skate with Tony Hawk, and makes everyone go with him and talk Tony Hawk out of it. Squid finds where the Hawk's nest is on his computer, and it turns out to be close by. They enter the Hawk's Nest and find themselves in front of an elaborate skate park trial with an elevator on the other side. Squid figures out the necessary tricks they need to do in order to get to the other side, and they head up the elevator unaware that someone is watching them on the security cameras. The next trial requires them to snowboard their way onto a ladder connected to the ceiling using the ramps from the snow. Twister and Reggie manage to reach it, but Squid bumps into Otto and they end up on another path. Luckily, the other path gets back to Twister and Reggie, where they face the final trial in the dark. Someone else enters the trial, and it's Tony Hawk himself riding a glow-in-the-dark skateboard. Otto and the others skate after him, with Otto trying to talk to Tony, but he exits through a hidden door, destroying Otto's chance of talking the Hawk out of retiring. As they leave, the door opens and Tony lets them into his lair. Otto tries to convince Tony not to retire, but Tony reassures him that he isn't, and it's just some dumb rumor that always circulates whenever he takes a break. Tony admires Otto's skill on a board after watching him on the security cams and invites him to skate his private bowl.
But the next time you come by, you can just go around to the front door like everyone else.
Twister and Lars's mom, Sandy, catches Lars picking on Twister again in twisting places, and has finally had enough of their fighting. Sandy tells Lars that if he doesn't stop being mean to Twister, he can say goodbye to going to the NHL Breakout Tournament. Lars is really looking forward to it, wanting the opportunity to play with professionals, so he promises to be nicer to Twister. The next day, Twister is outside practicing hockey with his friends when Lars comes down to make fun of Twister. Twister reminds him of the promise he made to Mom, and surprisingly, Lars doesn't make fun of him. Reggie and the others are shocked by this new turn of events, and Twister explains the promise Lars made. Otto can't resist trying to exploit this, and soon the others follow until Twister joins them in bullying Lars into not being able to bully them. Lars's goons see him missing every opportunity to bully Twister and begin to think Lars is lame and diss him.
My mom said I had to be nice to him.
Your mom? That's weak.
At the shack, Reggie and Squid see how depressed Lars is as a result of their bullying and wonder if maybe they're taking this too far. Twister doesn't think so, finally free to get back at Lars for all the times he messed with him. That night, Lars calls him out, saying he's become a different person and that he doesn't care about anyone. Twister argues that he's no different than Lars was to him. Lars agrees with Twister, but adds that he never made him look like a punk in front of his friends. Twister wonders if maybe he had taken things too far with Lars and become just like him. Maybe even worse. And comes up with a plan to get Lars back with his goons. While playing hockey against Lars's goons, Twister purposely messes up and Otto and the others pretend to make fun of Twister. Lars desperately wants to join in the dissing, but is still afraid, until Twister promises Lars he won't tell Mom. Lars is finally free to bully Twister and get his old goon squad back. It's nice to see brothers bond like this, even if it is over bullying. Otto turns 11 years old in Otto Hangs 11, and Twister is quick to point out that he's almost the same age as some guys who turn pro before they're 18. Otto realizes it's time he starts taking his love of skateboarding and surfing more seriously, so he pushes himself each day to be the best, distancing himself from his friends who just want to have fun. He also starts making more and more mistakes on his technique, causing him to be harder on himself. Otto enters a surfing competition and completely wipes out like he's never wiped out before. Otto tells Twister to burn the tape, but Reggie tells Twister not to. She shows Otto the tape of him that day at 11 years old, and then a tape of Otto surfing when he was 10. Otto was clearly a better surfer when he was 10, and he can't figure out why. Reggie points out that the reason why Otto could surf great was because he was having fun. Otto apologizes for distancing himself from them, and they forgive the O-Man. Moving on to the first of 4 movies in Rocket Power, Race Across New Zealand. After earning enough tip money from doing deliveries for the Shore Shack, the kids are finally able to compete in the annual New Zealand Junior Waikakamukau Games. 6 teams compete in 4 races, and the fastest team wins a grand prize, while the best competitor overall is named Prince Waikakamukau, or Princess according to Reggie. Raimundo and Tito also competed in the very first competition, and Raimundo came so close to winning when he lost to Chester McGill, the local favorite in the final event. On the final turn, Plastic Fork, Raimundo went right while Chester went left and somehow beat Raimundo by a mile. Raimundo is certain Chester cheated, but no one takes him seriously.
I'll never forget that day.
I'll never forget that Vegemite sandwich.
On the plane ride over, everyone is excited to compete, but Raimundo is taking everything seriously, putting so much pressure and faith in Otto to win for everyone. This makes Reggie upset, knowing she has just as much of a chance to win as Otto. Their plane lands, and they are greeted by the race location coordinator, Tatupu. They also meet the race chairman, who turns out to be Chester, who doesn't recognize Raimundo at first, irritating him. Chester introduces the gang to his son, Theodore, who is also competing against them, and is the new favorite to win, giving Otto competition. At the starting line for the race, Otto and Theodore get into an argument over who is better, and Theodore calls Twister a mug, to which Twister replies he's the best mug Otto's ever had. Poor Twister.
In New Zealand, mug means shoey.
Squid goes over the track. It's pretty simple except for one turn where he cautions everyone to take it slow or else they risk biking off a cliff to their deaths. Everyone's got it. The race begins, and Otto and Theodore are neck and neck all throughout it. They reach the turn Squid warned them to take slowly. Theodore slows down, but Otto keeps going fast and pulls off a sick maneuver, somehow making it through. Otto wins the first race, and Team Rocket manages to be in the lead for the combined team score. However, making that impossible turn at that speed makes Raimundo praise Otto even more, making Reggie even more furious. Meanwhile, Chester is very disappointed in his son for losing the first race, saying he must do whatever it takes to win. That night, someone breaks into the equipment room and tampers with Team Rocket's equipment. I wonder who. The next race is a combination of tubing and dirtboarding, taking them through underground caves and finishing the race down a treacherous dirt hill. They enter the cave and Squid gives them an advantage when he discovers a shortcut through the cave, but it's a bit more rough, but the others don't seem to mind. They exit and place their tubes over totem poles, thanks to some quick thinking from Twister, and continue onto the dirtboarding with a huge lead. Otto, about to break the record, loses a wheel on his board and begs Reggie to give him his board. Reggie refuses, saying he's not the only one Dad thinks can win this race. Theodore passes them, and Reggie chases after him, leaving Otto behind. Twister gives Otto his board, and Squid gives Twister his so he can fix Otto's board. But the tools are missing from his pouch. Squid uses the necklace Tatupu gave him as an axle and is back in the race. Reggie and Theodore are neck and neck, and they end up tying the race. Otto is furious he's no longer in the lead to be Prince Waikika Mukau, but Reggie doesn't care, saying she deserves to win it too. Raimundo is furious with Otto for not checking the equipment before the race, not at all acknowledging that Reggie saved the race for them. The next race is windsurfing, and Squid goes over the track with them, telling them there's a sandbar just before turn 5, so they need to go wide around it. Still bitter over the last race, they don't do their traditional woogie woogie before leaving. The race begins with Otto in the lead once again, and goes wide on turn 5, sailing right into a sandbar that's not supposed to be there. I guess someone tried to sabotage them again. Reggie quickly adjusts and has everyone follow her around the sandbar. Reggie takes the lead, but Raimundo is so focused on Otto that he doesn't see that she's about to win. Finally, having had enough, Reggie purposefully throws the race, hoping that will finally get Raimundo's attention, causing the team to do badly. Otto lashes out at Reggie for blowing the race for him.
What is up with you, Reggie? Are you trying to make me lose? I could have won that race.
Blaming everyone for ruining his chances to be Prince Waikika Mukau, even calling Twister a mug. Man, he didn't have to go that far. Raimundo confronts Reggie about what happened, and Reggie calls Raimundo out for only caring about Otto winning and not the team before storming out. Realizing she's right, Raimundo apologizes to Reggie for playing favorites and ignoring her throughout the competition, saying he was using Otto to win the race and get back at Chester. Reggie accepts his apology and they hug it out. Reggie also apologizes to Otto for throwing the race and brings the team back together. The final race is downhill snowboarding, and Squid informs them that they are in second for the team score and all of them will have to get great placements in this last race if they want to win. Otto and Reggie realize that if he wins, he will beat Theodore for Prince Waikika Mukau, but if Reggie wins, she'll tie with Theodore. At this point though, they both only care about the team doing great. I love how much they've grown up. Chester goes over the race with his son and tells him to go left at Flatstick Fork just like he did, but when nobody is watching, go out of bounds and cheat just like he did against Raimundo. Theodore is against the idea, saying he wants to win on his own, but Chester is against it, revealing he was the one who's been sabotaging Team Rocket, doing anything to keep the crown on a McGill. The race begins, and Team Rocket works together to help each other keep a huge lead. That is, until Twister wipes out and really hurts his leg, making it impossible for him to continue. Otto volunteers to help his best friend finish and tells Reggie to beat Theodore, saying he's the only one who can do this. Reggie catches up to Theodore and goes right at Flatstick Fork while he goes left. Against his better judgment, Theodore cheats and ties with Reggie to the finish line. Otto, Twister, and Squid all finish with great times and manage to win the team award, while Theodore is crowned Prince Waikika Mukau. However, Theodore still feels bad and comes clean about cheating. Chester can't believe it, and in his blind rage, accidentally reveals that he also did the same all those years back.
Shortcut! I knew it! I knew I was cheated! Ha ha!
Theodore and Chester are stripped of their titles, and Otto and Reggie are both crowned as champions. Also, Tito gets his Vegemite, and everyone's a winner, I guess. In Reggie's big beach break, Ocean Shores is host to a 7-day beach break television special complete with extreme sports, and a concert performed by pop artist Shafika. Otto is determined to master the 900 before the special begins, but Reggie is skeptical he will ever be capable. He spends all night trying to perfect it, and finally nails it. Or so he says, since we never actually saw him do it. However, Otto was supposed to be helping Raimundo prep for the first day of beach break at the shack and is now grounded. Therefore, he won't be able to show off in front of the cameras and has to help Raimundo at the shack all day. The next day, Ocean Shore is invaded by surfers and skaters from all around the world, here for beach break and Mr. Snippleton's pool.
They're teenagers in my geraniums!
There are teenagers everywhere, Merv.
The doors open, and Otto is stuck helping Raimundo and Tito serve the never-ending tsunami of customers. Meanwhile, Reggie, Twister, and Squid bribe Conroy to let them into Madtown to be extras for the show, where the cameras catch Reggie as the best skater and is interviewed by the show's host, Crystal. She becomes a hit and is named Rocket Girl. Otto sees all of this on TV and sneaks away from the shack, wanting to prove he can do a 900. But the show is over by the time he makes it. Raimundo catches Otto and grounds him for 2 more days at the shack, further ruining his chances to make it big on TV. Crystal finds Reggie at the shack and wants Reggie to help host the show since she was a hit with audiences. Otto tries to get in on the recognition, saying he's a better skater than Reggie. But Crystal didn't see Otto, so she doesn't care for him. Reggie accepts, and Crystal takes Reggie under her exclusive wing, leaving Otto trapped at the shack. While getting more hot dog buns, Otto gets an idea on how to get inside the film set pretending to be crew. Otto tries to perform the 900 in front of the cameras and Andy Mack, but everyone is more focused on Shafika that no one sees it. No one except Raimundo, who grounds Otto for 3 days. As the week passes, Reggie continues to be the star of the show, signing autographs and changing her appearance, making Otto more furious that it wasn't him who got his big break. Thankfully, Raimundo tells Otto he has finally served his time at the shack and is free to go. With the week almost up, Otto begs Reggie to get him on the show to show off his 900, and luckily, Crystal agrees to allow Otto some time. Before Otto gets his big break, Otto rubs it in Reggie's face that after he nails the 900, everyone's going to be asking for his autograph, which makes her realize that if Otto hadn't been grounded, he would have already gotten the fame and attention she got instead. Not wanting to lose everything, Reggie hogs all the airtime, not letting Otto get a chance to show off his 900. Otto is furious with Reggie, knowing she stalled just so she could keep Otto from getting all the attention. Reggie argues that she could easily do the 900, and Crystal overhears this, saying Reggie should perform it tomorrow. Reggie, not able to do the 900, says she'll do it. Otto is still mad at Reggie, who tries to apologize for hogging the airtime, but he wants nothing to do with her. Tito points out that Reggie is acting just like Otto whenever he gets any attention, and would have done the same if he were in her shoes. Reggie spends the night trying to learn the 900, but can't nail it. Otto shows up, forgiving her, and shows her how to do it. When it comes time to perform the trick on TV, Reggie, despite now being able to do the 900, hands the mic over to Otto and lets him have his big break. He nails the 900, and thanks Reggie for giving him the chance.
Awesome, little man! The 009! That is sick! Keep ripping, Rocket Boy!
Just then, Shafika enters and invites the gang to perform with her on stage during her concert. Squid finally gets his autograph, and Twister turns out to be quite the ladies' man. The gang has an after party at Mr. Stimpleton's pool, who has now embraced the hooligan culture. Reggie reflects on all that's happened the past week, and Crystal gives her some wisdom, saying one day, Reggie might be giving someone else their big break. And you know what? I can believe it. As a reward for working hard all summer in Island of the Manahune, Raimundo and Tito are taking the kids to Hawaii for Tito's family reunion. Everyone is excited, especially Otto, who has always dreamed of surfing Hawaii's legendary giant waves, including Keone and the always teasing Momi, as well as some old friends from back in the day.
Now we can finally be one big happy ohana.
Everyone gets settled and the kids waste no time having fun on the island, either by mountain biking up the island's volcano or by surfing the gnarly waves. Not to mention planning all the fun they will be having with everyone. Raimundo also meets up with another old friend of his and Danny's, Noelani, and Raimundo is immediately in love the moment he sees her, so much so that he'd rather spend time with Noelani than surf with his kids. Raimundo spends the next day with her instead of with his kids and Tito. While they talk, Twister catches on camera Noelani saying she's falling in love with Raimundo and admits she's always had a thing for him even before Raimundo married Danny. Raimundo takes Noelani with them during their next activity, and per Noelani's request has everyone be extra safe, killing all the fun out of the adrenaline-filled activities. Otto begins to hate Noelani, but Reggie begins to like her a bit after getting to know her. The next day, Raimundo bails surfing with the kids again to spend time with Noelani, as she is afraid to go in the water. Otto calls Noelani lame, but Keone's cousin Leilani explains that back in the day, Noelani used to be one of the greatest surfers on the island. One day, she was surfing in the pipeline of a wave with her best friend when it swallowed them up, and only Noelani survived. Otto feels bad for making fun of her, understanding now why she always wants them to be extra safe. Meanwhile, Tito keeps encouraging Raimundo to spend time with the kids, but Raimundo is too distracted by Noelani, and the two of them kiss. The day finally comes for them to surf those legendary waves Otto has been dreaming about, and Noelani lets Raimundo go surf with his kids. Upon seeing the massive waves up close, Raimundo changes his mind about letting Otto and Reggie surf them, angering Otto and Reggie. They both blame Noelani for brainwashing Raimundo into not letting them surf the pipe, but Squid and Twister tell them to be nicer to Noelani.
Who knows? One day she might end up being your new mom.
Reggie, for once, becomes the irresponsible one and snaps, telling Otto they should surf the pipe anyway, and Otto couldn't agree more. Raimundo and Noelani spend some time on the beach where Raimundo realizes that him being with her might have been weird for the kids. Raimundo adds that maybe they are rushing things a bit, saying his kids are everything to him. It's just been hard for him ever since Danny died, and Noelani admits she misses Danny too. Raimundo also admits that he couldn't have raised them without Tito.
You two make a lovely couple.
Otto and Reggie surf the giant waves, and not only get overwhelmed by the immense power of them, but get caught in a massive storm. Everyone tries to save them, but they get swept up into a sea cave with Raimundo diving in after them. Alive for the moment, Otto and Reggie apologize to Raimundo for being mad at him and Noelani and promise to never be this reckless. Haven't heard that one before. Thanks to Noelani, she rescues them through a hole in the ground above them, saving them before they drown. Raimundo then apologizes to the kids for making them feel left out, admitting he hasn't felt this way about anyone since their mom. He asks them to give Noelani a shot, and they agree. Noelani, Otto, and Reggie get some time together, and they both apologize for everything that's happened. And Noelani tells them stories about their mom. Raimundo also apologizes to Tito for abandoning his best friend the whole trip and asks him a very important question. He asks Tito if he'll be his best man at his wedding, and of course, Tito immediately says yes. And that wedding comes in the series finale, The Big Day. Although the kids are more excited for the new Zero Gravity Zone indoor skate park opening up in 6 days, thankfully, the wedding is in 2 weeks, so everything should work out fine, right?
If you're trying to make me nervous, I have news for you. I'm already there.
Raimundo and the kids pick Noelani and Momi up at the airport, and on the way, he reminds them that things are going to be different. But Otto and Reggie don't mind the difference since they now love Noelani. While practicing for the grand opening, they run into the Shaun White, who informs them that there's going to be an intense skateboarding contest on opening day, and the winner gets to train with him for a week in Lake Tahoe. They are about to skate with Shaun White when Momi shows up with Noelani and makes Otto and Reggie join them looking at stuff for the wedding. They try to finish quickly so they can have time to spend with Shaun, but Momi takes forever to decide anything, which ends up taking the whole day. The next morning, Momi thinks there's bad luck with the wedding date and asks the spirits for a new day, which turns out to be the day the ZGZ indoor skate park opens. This means Otto and Reggie will have to miss out on a chance to spend a week with Shaun White, which is Otto's worst nightmare. Reggie tells Otto to get over it, but he can't. So Otto tries to get the wedding date postponed by subliminally convincing Momi that the new date is also bad luck.
Sunny and warm through Friday with 100% chance of tsunamis on Saturday.
He succeeds at first, but Tito sees through his deception and the new date stays. When Reggie is asked to help her mom with the wedding cake, she snaps at the baker, saying she's not her mom, proving that not being able to skate with Shaun White is also getting to her. At the rehearsal dinner, Otto and Reggie talk alone, where Reggie admits she doesn't want Noelani as her mom, unaware that Noelani was listening the whole time. The next day, they find out the wedding was postponed and Otto, Twister, and Squid attend the ZGZ grand opening contest. However, Reggie discovers the reason the wedding was called off was because she overheard her and Otto talking and rushes to tell Otto before Noelani's plane leaves. She finds Otto and tells him what happened, and Otto has to make a choice between a week with Shaun White or saving his dad's wedding. He chooses the wedding, and Team Rocket races to the airport to stop Noelani from leaving. Eventually, only Otto and Reggie remain and manage to stop Noelani from leaving. They explain why they did and said what they did, and admit they want Noelani as their stepmom. Noelani says the wedding is back on, and as her first act as their new mom, she grounds them for sabotaging her wedding. Be careful what you wish for, guys. But she was only teasing, taking after Momi.
You are grounded.
Yeah, right, Dad. Oh, you tease.
The wedding takes place with everyone surfing on the waves before taking one big family photo. I can't think of a better way for a family of surfers and skaters to celebrate a wedding or end this iconic show. And there you have it, a recap of the greatest skating squad to ever grace Nickelodeon. If this didn't make you nostalgic and want to pick up your dusty skateboard or surfboard, I don't know what will. Who's your favorite member of Team Rocket? Let me know in the comments. But for now, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya!